Welcome, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the 10-Minute Dental Marketing Podcast, a program dedicated to helping you grow your dental practice. In each episode, we'll discuss how you can improve your online presence and use the power of the internet to grow your practice.
When patients look for a dentist today, it's more and more common for them to be typing or asking a question into a search engine or AI tool, then reading a short AI summary, or listening to a voice response that suggests one or two practices. Table of Contents: How Geo Improves Dental Visibility in AI Results. What is Generative Engine Optimization and why it matters for dental visibility? Geo versus SEO versus AI optimization: how they work together. How does AI decide which dental practices to show? How generative search optimization improves dental visibility. What changes for a dental practice when Geo starts working actionable ways to improve AI visibility? Through Geo case study, improved AI visibility in generative search, inclusion for a pediatric dental practice. Frequently asked questions about Geo and dental visibility. Final thoughts, key takeaways. AI-generated answers, AI overviews, and conversational search are becoming common entry points for how patients discover dental practices. Generative Engine Optimization improves visibility by helping AI systems clearly interpret, trust, and reuse the SEO signals your practice already provides. Traditional local SEO still matters, but AI systems now summarize and select from those signals rather than simply ranking them. Practices appear in AI results most often when their services, location, and credibility align clearly with specific patient questions. Clear service definitions, consistent information across trusted sources, and patient-focused explanations reduce ambiguity for AI systems. In many cases, that first answer shapes their direction before they ever look at rankings or reviews. This shift shows up in real data. A recent AP NORC poll found that about 60% of U.S. adults already use AI tools to search for information, and that number rises to 74% among adults under 30. A growing share of patients now encounter dental practices through AI-generated answers, not just traditional search results. That change creates uncertainty. You may rank well for important keywords and still feel unsure why your practice appears less often in AI-driven results. At the same time, you may hear new terms such as Generative Engine Optimization, EO, Generative Search Optimization, or AI-driven search visibility, and wonder whether this reflects a real shift or simply another label layered onto SEO. At Titan Web Agency, we work with practices like yours that are trying to understand how AI affects visibility and what actually helps them show up. Our approach to Geo for dentists builds on local SEO, which still supplies many of the signals AI systems use. What has changed is how those signals are interpreted, summarized, and presented when answers are generated for patients. One question we hear often is, how does Generative Engine Optimization help dental practices improve visibility in AI-driven search results? Generative Engine Optimization improves how AI systems interpret and reuse the SEO signals your practice already provides. It focuses on clarity, consistency, and credibility, enabling AI to incorporate your practice into its responses or recommendations confidently. This guide explains how Geo can enhance a dental practice's visibility, what has changed in AI-driven search, and which actions influence AI visibility, without dismissing the role of traditional SEO or overwhelming you with technical details. What is Generative Engine Optimization, EO, and why it matters for dental visibility? Generative Engine Optimization is the practice of structuring your online presence so AI systems can understand it, trust it, and confidently recommend it when people ask questions. Instead of focusing only on how pages rank, it focuses on how AI systems read information, connect details, and decide which practices belong in their answers. Why is this important now? Search no longer works the way it used to. AI systems are increasingly generating direct answers rather than showing long lists of websites. When a patient asks a question, the system may highlight one or two dental practices or summarize options without showing every result. That makes visibility more selective. If your practice doesn't fit cleanly into how the AI understands the question, it may not appear at all. Geo helps close that gap. It strengthens how clearly your practice is defined across the web and how easily AI systems can connect your services, location, and credibility to patient questions. The language varies, but the goal stays the same. Make your practice easier for AI to recognize as a reliable answer. As AI-driven search becomes more common, fewer practices get mentioned, even in competitive markets. SEO matters because it helps ensure your dental practice stays visible when AI systems decide which options patients see first. SEO versus SEO's AI optimization, how they work together. The easiest way to understand the differences between SEO, AI optimization, and GEO is to look at the roles each plays. They aren't competing approaches, they build on each other. SEO AI optimization GEO helps search engines discover pages, helps AI systems understand information, helps AI systems choose which practice to recommend, optimizes for blue link rankings, optimizes for machine readability and clarity, optimizes for AI-generated answers, focus on keywords and relevance, focuses on structure and consistency, focuses on selection and inclusion, traffic-focused, understanding-focused, recommendation-focused, long-established practice, foundational AI layer, specialized visibility layer. These layers work together, not in isolation. SEO builds baseline visibility. It ensures your dental practice can be found, crawled, and trusted as a legitimate source. AI optimization takes that visibility and makes it usable by AI systems by improving clarity, consistency, and context across your information. GEO sits on top of both. It influences whether your practice is selected when AI systems generate answers, summaries, or recommendations. Without SEO, there is little to build on. Without AI optimization, the information may be unclear. Without GEO, your practice may still be understood but not chosen. How does AI decide which dental practices to show? AI systems do not follow a single ranking rule when deciding which dental practices to include in an answer. They look for patterns that reduce uncertainty. When information is clear, consistent, and easy to reuse, AI is more willing to present it. When information is vague or conflicting, AI often skips it. Here is what that looks like in practice. Clear understanding of services and location. AI needs to understand exactly what your dental practice does and where it does it. That sounds obvious, but many practices create confusion without realizing it. For example, a practice that clearly states emergency dentist in Kirkland offering same-day appointments gives AI a strong signal for urgent care questions. A practice that lists services in broad terms, such as comprehensive dental care without specifics, is harder to match to patient intent. Location clarity matters just as much. Clear city names, service areas, and consistent address details help AI connect your practice to local patient questions. When service and location details are vague or scattered, AI struggles to place the practice in the right context. Consistent information across trusted sources. AI systems cross-check information across many sources before presenting it as an answer. These include practice websites, Google business profiles, review platforms, and online directories. When a practice lists different services, office hours, or location details across these sources, AI sees uncertainty. When the same details appear consistently, AI gains confidence. For example, if your website lists emergency care but your Google business profile does not, AI may hesitate to recommend your practice for urgent searches. Consistency across trusted platforms reduces that hesitation. Information that can be used as a direct answer. Generative AI systems work by reusing existing information. They summarize, quote, and combine content that already resembles an answer. Practices that clearly explain services, emergency availability, insurance acceptance, or treatment timelines give AI something usable. For example, a clear explanation of what happens during an emergency dental visit is easier for AI to summarize than a general marketing paragraph. Content that focuses only on promotion or vague benefits is harder for AI to turn into a direct response. Clear, factual explanations increase the chances of inclusion. Evidence of trust and real patient activity. AI looks for signs that a dental practice is real, active, and trusted by patients. Reviews, recent activity, and presence on reputable platforms help establish trust, and effective review management helps maintain those signals as steady and credible over time. This doesn't mean AI only favors practices with the highest review counts. It looks for patterns that suggest ongoing patient interaction and legitimacy. A practice with steady recent reviews and consistent listings appears more reliable than one with outdated or sparse signals. Relevance to the exact question being asked. AI answers are highly specific to the question a patient asks. A practice that is clear about cosmetic dentistry may appear for veneer-related questions, but not for emergency dental pain searches. Visibility changes based on intent. AI evaluates whether a practice's information aligns closely with the patient's needs at that moment. If the connection is weak or unclear, the practice may not be shown, even if it ranks well for other terms. Overall confidence in the information. When AI systems encounter clear, consistent, and well-supported information, they are more comfortable presenting it as an answer. When details conflict, feel incomplete, or lack context, AI often avoids making a recommendation altogether. In those cases, AI may choose fewer practices or provide a general answer without naming anyone. How generative search optimization improves dental visibility. Generative search optimization improves visibility by changing how your dental practice appears inside AI-generated answers, not just where it ranks on a page. The focus is on eligibility and selection, not tactics or technical steps. Improves eligibility for AI-generated answers. Geo helps your practice meet the basic conditions AI systems look for before including your business in an answer. When your services, location, and credibility are clear and consistent, AI systems are more comfortable pulling your practice into summaries, recommendations, and follow-up answers. Increases visibility in AI. Overviews and conversational results. AI-driven search systems such as Google AI Overviews, ChatGPT, and Perplexity often present only a small number of dental practices in their responses. Geo improves the likelihood that your practice appears in those limited results by making your information easier for AI systems to interpret, summarize, and reuse. Reduces the chance of being skipped by AI systems. Many dental practices aren't excluded because they lack quality or relevance. They are skipped when AI systems encounter uncertainty in the information they pull. Geo helps reduce that uncertainty by improving clarity around services, location, and practice details, making it easier for AI systems to confidently include a practice in an answer. Aligns visibility with real patient questions. Geo connects your practice more closely to how patients actually ask questions. Instead of optimizing for keywords, it improves how your services align with specific patient needs, such as emergency care, insurance concerns, or treatment types. This makes your practice more relevant when AI systems generate answers. Shifts exposure from impressions to recommendations. Traditional SEO still measures visibility through impressions and clicks, and those signals continue to matter. AI-driven visibility adds another layer. Geo helps your practice appear in recommendations and mentions inside AI-generated answers where patients are already narrowing their options and deciding what to do next, making it easier to attract more patients at the moment they are ready to choose. What changes for a dental practice when Geo starts working? When Geo starts working, the change isn't about sudden traffic spikes. It shows up in where your practice appears and how patients encounter it. Your practice appears in a more selective set of AI-generated answers, such as AI overviews, conversational results, or voice responses. Because these systems are designed to highlight only a small number of practices they can confidently match to specific patient questions. Visibility shifts toward decision moments when patients ask direct questions and seek clear recommendations, not just browse options. Exposure quality improves as AI-generated results tend to surface your practice when patients already have a clearer, higher-intent need. Mentions and summaries become more common, positioning your practice as part of an answer instead of just another link. Visibility aligns more closely with real patient intent, reducing mismatches between what patients search for and what your practice offers. Actionable ways to improve AI visibility. Through Geo AI visibility improves when your practice makes it easier for AI systems to understand, trust, and reuse your information. The following principles explain what helps and why it matters. Clarify your core dental services and focus AI systems work best when your practice is clear about what it actually offers. When services are described in simple, specific language, it becomes easier for AI to connect your practice to the right patient questions. A practice that clearly explains whether it focuses on emergency care, family dentistry, cosmetic treatments, or a mix of services creates less confusion. That clarity helps AI understand when your practice is a good fit and when it's not. Create content that answers real patient questions. AI-generated answers are built from information that already explains something clearly. When your content addresses common patient questions, such as what a procedure involves, when to seek care, or what to expect during a visit, AI has something it can summarize and reuse. The goal is not to publish more content, but to provide clear answers that reflect how patients actually ask questions. Keep practice information consistent across the web. AI systems compare information across many trusted sources before presenting it as an answer. Professional dental web design helps ensure your core practice details are clear, structured, and consistent across your website, Google Business Profile, and reputable directories. When that information aligns, AI has less reason to question its accuracy. Strengthen trust and credibility signals. AI looks for signs that a dental practice is real, active, and trusted by patients. Reviews, accurate listings, and visibility on reputable platforms help establish that credibility. These signals don't guarantee anything, but they build confidence. When AI sees steady evidence of patient interaction and legitimacy, it's more comfortable treating a practice as a reliable option to mention. Make your website easy for AI to summarize. AI systems rely on clarity, not complexity. Websites that explain services in straightforward language, use clear headings, and stay organized are easier for AI to interpret. This levels the playing field, allowing an independent dentist to compete more effectively by making it easier for AI to summarize the practice accurately and present it without confusion. Avoid generic or overly broad marketing language. Generic claims and broad marketing phrases make it harder for AI to understand what your practice actually does. Clear, specific language helps both patients and AI systems grasp your services and focus areas. When your messaging reflects real care, real services, and real patient needs, AI is more likely to treat it as usable information rather than vague promotion. Case study: improved AI visibility and generative search inclusion for a pediatric dental practice. This example shows how improving clarity and answer readiness helped a pediatric dental practice appear more consistently in AI-generated results and recommendations. The practice, Pediatric Dental Office in California, located in a competitive metro with multiple established pediatric and family practices, offered preventive care, emergency dentistry, special needs dentistry, sedation options, and frenectomies. The challenge: when the practice came to us, visibility issues extended beyond traditional rankings. The practice appeared inconsistently across AI-generated summaries and zero-click results. Service pages did not align with how parents asked questions in conversational search. AI systems struggled to confidently interpret which services were offered and when. The practice was rarely included in AI-driven answers for high-intent pediatric queries. What changed over 3 months from August to November 2025? The focus shifted toward improving how AI systems understood and reused the practice's information. Core services were clarified so each page reflected a single, well-defined topic. Parent-focused questions were answered using natural, conversational language. Information was organized in a way that made services easier to summarize. Local and practice details were reinforced to reduce ambiguity across sources. Trust signals were strengthened to support confidence in AI-generated recommendations. These changes were not designed to chase keywords. They were designed to make the practice easier for AI systems to recognize, understand, and include. The results: as clarity and consistency improved, visibility changed in meaningful ways. The practice began appearing more often in AI-generated summaries related to emergency care and sedation questions. AI-driven answers for early childhood and pediatric dental queries included the practice more consistently. Visibility became more selective but higher intent, with fewer appearances in irrelevant contexts. Traditional SEO performance remained strong, supporting AI inclusion rather than competing with it. Why it worked: the visibility gains came from reducing uncertainty and improving interpretability. Clear service definitions made it easier for AI to match the practice to parent questions. Consistent information reinforced trust across AI reference sources. Conversational explanations are aligned with how generative systems build answers. Credibility signals supported AI confidence when selecting practices to mention. This case highlights how Geo improves AI-driven visibility by focusing on understanding and selection, not volume. When AI systems can confidently interpret a dental practice's information, inclusion in generative answers becomes more likely. Frequently asked questions about Geo and dental visibility. How does Generative Engine Optimization improve dental visibility? Generative Engine Optimization improves dental visibility by helping AI systems better understand, trust, and reuse your practice's information. Instead of focusing only on rankings, Geo strengthens how your services, location, and credibility are interpreted when AI generates answers. This increases the likelihood that your practice is mentioned or recommended in AI-generated results. Why isn't my dental practice showing up in AI search results? In many cases, a dental practice does not appear in AI results because the information AI relies on feels unclear or inconsistent. This can happen even when rankings are strong. AI systems may skip practices when service details are vague, location signals conflict, or information is difficult to summarize into a direct answer. Does Geo replace traditional dental SEO? No. Geo does not replace traditional dental SEO. SEO still provides many of the foundational signals AI systems rely on, such as relevance and legitimacy. Geo builds on that foundation by improving how those signals are interpreted and selected when AI systems generate answers instead of lists of links. Is Geo relevant for smaller or local dental practices? Yes. Geo is especially relevant for smaller, local dental practices because AI-generated answers often offer only a limited number of options. When information is clear and well-aligned with patient questions, local practices can appear alongside larger competitors, even without large marketing budgets. Can Geo help with visibility in ChatGPT and AI overviews? Geo can support visibility in systems such as ChatGPT and Google AI overviews by making your practice's information easier to interpret, summarize, and confidently include. While no approach guarantees inclusion, Geo improves the conditions under which generative AI systems consider when deciding which dental practices to mention or recommend. Final thoughts. Generative Engine Optimization improves dental visibility by helping AI systems clearly understand, trust, and recommend a practice. It doesn't replace SEO or keyword rankings. It builds on those foundations and adapts them to a search environment where AI-generated answers increasingly influence how patients discover providers. This shift calls for informed decisions, not reactive changes. When your services, location, and credibility are easy for AI to interpret, your practice is more likely to appear during high-intent moments when patients are asking direct questions and narrowing their options. At Titan Web Agency, this approach reflects how we help practices improve visibility by focusing on clarity, trust, and consistency as AI-generated answers increasingly shape search alongside traditional results. If you want a strategy that supports long-term visibility as AI reshapes search, we can help you take the next step. Want your dental practice to appear in AI-generated answers and recommendations? Book a free Geo visibility consultation. Learn how AI systems interpret your practice, which signals influence inclusion in AI-generated answers, and how to strengthen clarity, consistency, and trust without replacing your existing SEO strategy.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 10-Minute Dental Marketing Podcast. Implementing just one of the tips you heard today will help your practice move one step closer towards dominating your local market. If you got more questions, or you're looking for recaps, show notes, and even more resources to help you grow your practice, check us out at TitanWebAgency.com.